EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready, blue way. Mike 5-4. Got you. I got you, son.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
I got you. I got you. Shit, shit. Flip, flip, flip. 54, Mike. 54, Mike.
It's caught by Mike Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
First down, Buccaneers.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Winston. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. That's a corner that got in there for the sack. Dante Jackson.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Jameis to throw it. And the pressure gets to him again. Brian Burns in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. That's right, baby. They don't want 59, Mike. 59, Mike. Check, check. 59. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
From the gun, Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Push him back. Push him back. Spine. No, 3, 17.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Defense, Winston, go!
Working out of the gun, Winston. He's got Evans. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all.
Ready? Blue ready. Too low. Back. Set. Wait.
Now Jones. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
All day, dog. 20. 8. Wide. Get wide. Gun. 8. 20.
Newton. That's going to be caught by Samuel. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A gain of 6.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Panthers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Panthers, nothing. Ready? Right at the 8.
Newton on first down. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. That one goes for 24 yards.
Yeah, Greg Olsen's back for his 13th NFL season. The last 9 have been in a Panthers uniform. Only 9 games for him a year ago, 7 the season before due to injuries. But when healthy, a 1,000-yard receiver in 2014, 15, and 16.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the Buccaneers' 28-yard line.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on second and inches. Newton to throw. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Check. Hey! You go tight. You got
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be second and goal coming up.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
Check out.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Heck of a start to his. Oh, this is blocked. The Bucs pick it up. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. Winston. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, Buccaneers.
Barber on first and 10. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Strip that ball.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Winston from the gun on third down. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Get him, get him, get him. Hey, 5 on the 50, 5 on the 50.
Winston now. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And that'll make it third down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Winston going deep this time for Miller. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defense.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 30, 10, touchdown, Carolina. The kick return touchdown goes for 97 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Come on.
To throw is Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Just like that. Hey, watch it.
To throw, Winston. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. This is McCaffrey. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Newton. Airing it out for Olsen. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a gain of 35. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. A shotgun snap for Newton. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Chris Hogan, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Gano the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing, Winston. That's caught by Howard. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
20.
Back to throw, Newton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down.
Gun. Mike, 45. Coming to you. Great. Go. Finds the mic. Here we go.
Out of the gun, Newton. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game.
Gun. Check three. Hustle. 51 the mic, boy. 51. Okay, double up.
From the gun, here's Newton. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Check 59, Mike. 59, Mike to 59. Watch the screen. Express.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Throwing on third down, Newton. They will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Operating from the gun, Newton. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
This is caught. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely look for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd down and goal. Newton, and he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Winston. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line. Well, down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 48-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Hey, Jet. Snap.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
That's it, baby.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more coming.
The Panthers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd down and 12. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Ready? Black, we do that. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 14-yard line.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
You think you're going to get this? You think you're going to get this? Switch! Switch! 20.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game.
Ready? You're set, ready? You. Great.
Newton will throw. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
Check 13.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
And the Panthers first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Panthers,
big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather.